Have you ever had a moment where the entire blueprint for your life just shatters? For me, the sledgehammer was getting laid off from my dream job at LinkedIn. In that one 10-minute meeting, that entire career identity shattered. The whole story that I told myself, the story that my mom was proud of, it felt like it was gone. And that feeling is universal, isn't it? A layoff, a failed project, a rejection feels like a personal scar. And for most of our lives, we were taught only one thing: to do everything to cover up that scar, hide it, pretend it never happened. But what if that's wrong? And what if your scar isn't a verdict, but what if it's just a data point? Well, it took me months of doom scrolling to realize the truth, which is when I found this book, The Strength in Our Scars. It's built on one powerful idea that changes everything. You are not broken, you are becoming. Your biggest setback isn't a scar to be hidden. It's a map that shows you where your greatest strengths lie. So why do we get so stuck after a setback? Well, it's because our entire lives, we have been programmed with a faulty operating system. From school tests that are covered up in red ink, to performance reviews that focus on areas of improvement. We are trained to obsess with our weaknesses. I spent years doing this. As a son of immigrants, well, that narrative is always about overcoming deficits, overcoming challenges. And many times I took that mindset into the work world, where I asked myself, what's wrong with me? What do I need to fix? Now, here's what I realized, and I looked at it from the lens of strengths. I found the solution, the strengths first approach. It's a simple but profound shift. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? You start asking a more powerful question. What's right with me? The strengths first approach gives you a new formula for growth. Talent times investment equals strength. Now let's redefine those words, okay? A talent isn't just something you're good at. It's your most natural source of energy, the energetic current that you naturally swim in, whether it's your impulse to catalyze new ideas, orchestrate complex plans, reinforce what's already working, or expand on your greatest success. Investment is the intentional action you take to aim that energy, the practice, the learning, the prototypes you run. And when you combine them, you create your greatest strengths. So our definition is a bit different, The strength is not just about doing great. A strength is your unique ability to create energizing impact. It's when you can make a meaningful contribution and feel more energized, not drained by that effort. So when my career blueprint shattered, this strengths first lens changed how I picked up the pieces. I was standing there, what seemed like a million fragments at my feet, thinking all was ruined, but with the strengths first approach, I found a new way to rebuild. Now, this is where the Japanese art Kintsugi comes in. When a piece of pottery is shattered, they don't throw it away. They meticulously put it back together with gold lacquer. The piece is more beautiful having been broken. The shattered pieces aren't a sign of failure. They're an opportunity to make a masterpiece. So that's the idea. Your shattered blueprint isn't something to mourn and throw away. It's the raw material for your redesign. The pain, that was a compass pointing me into a new direction, something that's aligned where my greatest strengths live. Now, this helped me create a framework that I now use with my clients, and it's called the Strengths Redesign. And it has 3 steps. Step 1, audit your actions. Instead of obsessing why you failed, you audit what you successfully did. When I look back at my work at LinkedIn, I saw all the portable skills I had. I spent years having to frame a strategy for new complex programs. I had to plan projects with multiple stakeholders and persuade senior leaders to get on board. Those actions, the ability to frame, to plan, to persuade, those are mine to keep, no matter the job title. Step 2, identify the arena. This is where it got interesting. I realized that while I was good at certain things, My core energetic batteries were still getting drained. My natural desire to ignite new things, it was getting stifled. My energy wanted a new arena. That's why pursuing an EDD and building strengths first, my coaching consultancy, felt like such a magnetic pull. It was a conscious move where I could ignite a new conversation about strengths, design a new methodology from the ground up, and guide people toward their own potential. It wasn't about abandoning my old skills and experience, but it was about moving myself to a place where my most energizing actions could take center stage. Step 3, prototype your next move. The redesign shouldn't be a terrifying big leap. It should be about running small, low-risk experiments to gather data. The prototype doesn't have to mean you move somewhere. It could be as small as having a few coffee chats with people in an industry that you're interested in working in. The goal is about gathering data. It's about looking at the data and all those setbacks and saying, well, let's use that to build a future that's more aligned with where my energy sits. Each prototype helps you refine your map. So now it's your turn. I want you to take one of those career scars, a project that failed, a job that lost, a promotion that was denied. Look at them not as a source of shame, but simply as a source of data. See those scattered pieces as many data points, and let's start reassembling them with gold. Go through that first step of the redesign. Audit your actions. What is one core action that scar proves you can do? Maybe a failed project proves you can innovate under pressure. Maybe the job you lost proves you know how to uphold your integrity. Maybe the rejection proves you have the courage to launch yourself into the unknown. Find the action in the scar. That's the beginning of the redesign. If you feel comfortable, please share in the comments that one action. What did you do to reframe? Because we're going to reframe our stories together. I'm Bryant Ventures, and if this was helpful, please hit that like button. Helps get to more folks. Subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And remember, let's venture to where your strengths are.